All right, so today's video is for my local viewers that are thinking about selling their house here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video, and we're getting after it right now. You want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about everything happening here. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel and a local real estate agent. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you and you and you looking to either buy or sell here in the South Carolina Lowcountry, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're buying or selling in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below, so I can help you with your real estate needs. Now, most of my videos on this channel are geared towards people that are moving here from New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, even Switzerland. But I'm also starting to get a lot of local viewers, partially because they've also been airing some of my videos on a local television station. So I think that's where I'm picking up these local viewers. So I wanted to talk to the local viewers that are thinking about selling their house today to kind of tell them what I do to get a home sold quickly and for the most amount of money. Now, I'm going to give you an extensive list today, but I don't want you to think that necessarily we have to do all of this stuff. It's more like a menu of services. And again, how much you pay me to sell your house is negotiable. And so not all of these services be necessary to sell your house. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to give you the full laundry list, starting with a comparative market analysis. So no matter what, we want to know what your house is worth. So when we meet, we're going to talk about what I call comparison properties. So we're going to look at other homes in your neighborhood that have sold that have similar attributes. Typically, I like to find at least 3 properties that have sold that are similar size, similar age, similar characteristics, and then I'll make little adjustments to those sold prices based on, do they have more or less square footage? Do they have a screen porch? Do they have a newer roof or a newer AC? And then I'll take an average of those 3 adjusted sales prices, and that'll give us an idea for what your house could potentially sell for. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much you have to list your house for. My job is to give you information so you can make an informed decision how much you want to list it for. And then we can talk about different strategies to pricing. Do you want to list it right at that estimated number? Do you want to list it a little high and test the market? Do you want to list it a little bit low and try to create a bidding war so that we might get it multiple bidders bidding it up over that original price? All different strategies. If you price it too high, potentially the house could sit on the market too long and could develop a stigma, and people might think, hey, what's wrong with this property? So all things to talk about in that CMA or comparative market analysis discussion. The next thing I do for all of my listings is I do professional photography and drone photography. And that's important because I've actually seen realtors in this day and age that still go out with their cell phone and they're clicking pictures. And I'm like, you're actually charging people a commission to go out and take pictures with your cell phone? I've got a great photographer. His name is Tim. I've been working with him for 10 years. You'll actually meet him on some of my videos because he comes along and does my drone photography. If you watch the most recent one where I'm talking about boating in Bluffton, you'll actually meet Tim. But he also does photography for some architectural magazines. He does family photos. He does real estate photography. He's been doing it for many, many, many years, and he is absolutely incredible. He's an artist, and he takes a lot of pride in what he does. And I also do drone photography, because if your property has an incredible view, backs up to a golf course or woods or a lagoon, we want to feature that from above and really show that property in its best light. The next thing I do is I list your property on 2 different MLSs, the Hilton Head MLS and the Lowcountry Regional MLS. And MLS stands for Multiple Listing Service, and that's where all the agents put all their listings in, so all the other agents can send them out to their customers through an email alert system. And it's important that if you work with me or you work with another real estate professional, that they are listing it in both of those MLSs. And there are some agents that only do one or the other. And the problem with that is you're going to miss out on half the buyers. Okay, so make sure that whoever you're working with is listing your property in both MLSs and that they're a member of both MLSs, which I am. By listing it in that MLS, that is also going to syndicate out to all of the national websites like Zillow and Realtor.com and Trulia and Redfin and all the others. So when you list in that MLS, it's automatically going to go out to about 100 different websites. The next thing that I do, which is unique to me, is I have the option to make a listing video about your property and feature it on this channel right here, which has over 2,000 subscribers and people watching from all over the nation and even all over the world. So again, it's optional. I'll leave it up to you, but I think it's definitely worth doing. And I'll bring out my photographer and we'll do some drone video footage, and he'll use a gimbal camera to walk through the house and really show it off really cool. And I'll walk through and describe the property, and we put it all together, and I have my own team of editors that make it look really great as a finished product. And then your house is going to actually be featured right here on this channel for all of the viewers to see. And that gets it some national coverage. Another thing that has happened recently is Beaufort County Public Television has picked up my videos here, and they're actually airing these same YouTube videos on Beaufort County Public TV on like 2 or 3 different time slots throughout the week. So if we make one of these YouTube videos featuring your house and your property, it is also going to be aired on local television. So you'll get some local viewers as well on that. Now, this is an oldie but a goodie. I'll put a yard sign out in your yard if it's allowed by your neighborhood. Now, in the Bluffton market and Hilton Head and a lot of the Lowcountry, most neighborhoods don't actually allow you to put yard signs out, so it might not be allowed. But where it is allowed, I will put a yard sign in your yard, like real estates have been doing since the dawn of time. I will also feature your listing on my business Facebook page, which is Sold by Simcox. And I've had that Facebook page for a long time. I've got over 1,000 people that follow that on a daily basis, and I'm always posting clips of these videos that I make on my Facebook page. I'm also always posting my new listings, my just sold, local information that people find helpful. So if you list your property with me, I'm also going to feature your property on my Facebook page for 1,000+ people to see here locally. So this one is optional, and I don't really suggest it, but I'll do it if you want me to. And that's a public open house where I invite the general public, the nosy neighbors, and anybody walking or driving around to walk through your house and see it. Now, if you want me to do it, I'll do it, or I'll get one of our other agents in the office to do it for you. The reason I say I'm not a big fan of these is because this is actually an old trick by real estate agents to generate leads for themselves. In reality, only about 1% or 2% of houses are actually sold to somebody who comes through an open house. But it is a great opportunity for real estate agents to sit there and meet new people and pick up other potential buyers that they can sell a house to down the road somewhere. But it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's not going to like hurt in any way. So there is a possibility that a buyer could come through from an open house. And again, if you want an open house, we will do it for you. But just giving you the inside scoop that the whole open house thing is really to benefit the real estate agent more so than the property. But if you want it, we will do it. Now, the type of open house that I love and I do recommend is a broker's open house. And that's where I invite the local real estate brokers and local real estate salespeople to tour the house on a specific day, and I make an event out of it. So I cater it. I have like drawings if they fill out a feedback form and tell us their opinion of the price and the condition and the features and you know, all the information that we want to know, then they're entered in a chance to win a drawing. And actually one I did recently, I made a video about, you can go back and watch that, where I ran a champagne and charcuterie event at an open house in Sun City. And I had a ton of real estate agents come through and they gave us their opinion of the property. And we had champagne and snacks and appetizers. And it was a lot of fun. And actually one of the agents that came through that broker open house later brought their client back. And we ended up getting that house under contract to one one of those agents that came through that. So those I am actually a big fan of. The other thing I do is I actually call the neighbors, like on the phone, and say, hey, just wanted to let you know that your neighbor at 123 Main Street has recently listed their house with me. Wanted to let you know in case you have any family or friends that want to move into the area. I think this is important because many people move into a neighborhood because they know somebody there, or they've gone to a party over there, and people have said, hey, if anything opens up in your neighborhood, let me know. So I want to make sure all the neighbors know that your house is for sale. I always do professional brochures, nice print material with photos and information about the house, put them out on the counter so anybody that walks through the house can take that with them and remember the property. Talking about letting the neighborhood know, I do postcards out to the surrounding area. So all the neighbors in that neighborhood, I want to blanket that area with postcards letting them know this house was just listed. And it's typically one or a couple photos on that postcard where I say this is just listed. If you happen to know anybody that would love to live in your neighborhood, please have them call us, and we'll go out to anywhere between 100 and 500 of the neighbors in that neighborhood with that postcard. Again, all that comes out of my pocket, but we want to make sure that the entire neighborhood knows that that house is for sale. All right, so let's go back to Facebook here. I actually used to own a marketing company in South Florida before I moved here and prior to my real estate career, and it was an online marketing company. So I'm very comfortable and very familiar with running online ads. And so I also do Facebook ads to promote your house. The way Facebook works is you can only select based on a geographic radius. You're no longer allowed to target age, income, demographics, or anything like that because real estate is one of these things where we cannot intentionally or even unintentionally discriminate against any protected classes like age or gender or anything else, or presence of children. So really the only thing Facebook lets us do is a geographic radius campaign. But I do that. I do Facebook ads and I pay for it out of my pocket to promote your listing to the local market. And we do a geographic radius around that property. Another thing that's optional, again, depending on which package you go with, is a mini drone fly-through tour. And these are really cool, but they're also really expensive. I actually use another company for this service, and they have this little tiny, it's called an FPV drone, and they fly the drone through the house, and they do some really cool camera angles. They make it look like it's flying in from outer space through Google Earth, and then they zoom in on the house and the neighborhood, and then they fly in through the front door, and it swoops all through the house, and they can zoom in on different features. They can actually go out one window and come in another window, and it is really one of the coolest things ever. And I can include that footage in the videos we make, but I can also do a whole standalone feature on that and put it out through the social media and all the other outlets. It's about a $750 value, so just know that this is also available. It's kind of a high-end feature for more high-end houses, but we can do it for any house. Another thing that I recommend and we can do for you is a pre-listing home inspection. And I think this is really important because it allows you to identify any underlying issues that could come up on an inspection. And most buyers are going to have an inspection anyway. So if you have a pre-listing home inspection, you'll know what items are going to come up. You can preemptively fix those items with your own people, get it done. And in some cases, I've actually had people give that home inspection and the receipts for all the repairs to the buyer when they get an offer and say, hey, look, we already had this done. And in some cases, buyers will say, hey, that's good enough for me. I don't even want to have a home inspection. But if not, it at least allows you to do it on your timeline with your vendors so that you don't have any surprises coming up after you've already gone under contract. And then you have somebody trying to renegotiate and retrade the deal and say, hey, we want you to knock off $5,000 or $10,000 because these items, boom, 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 boom. It's already done. So I like doing that, but I'll leave it up to you. But that is a service that we can provide. And based on the package that you go with, either I can pay for it or you can pay for it. And then the second thing is a pre-listing home appraisal. I don't do these as often because I do that CMA, that comparative market analysis, and my numbers are usually pretty darn accurate, guessing what that house could potentially sell for. But if you want that extra peace of mind, we can have a pre-listing home appraisal with a licensed appraiser where they will go through and they'll tell you a much more accurate number of what that home will appraise for, so that when that buyer comes and they have their own bank doing their own appraisal, again, you won't have any surprises. The next thing goes back to the photography. So if you have really an incredible view or a high-end property, we can also do twilight photography. And if you want to capture that home with the morning sunrise or the morning sunset, sometimes that is that extra selling point. So just know that is also available to you. Other services that I offer, these are typically an additional fee that go above and beyond my normal packages. And again, it's just for specific properties in specific instances. So one is a pre-listing cleanout service. So if we need to bring in my cleaning crew and have it detailed before photography or before people come through, we can do that. Also, if we need to get rid of furniture, I've had even things like, unfortunately, like estate sales where we need to get rid of the furniture. We can donate them to charity, or we can have an auction house come out and take them. We can help coordinate those clean out services or those detail cleaning services. So just know that's available. Along with that is staging and also virtual staging. So if a house is vacant, we can actually bring in a staging company that puts furniture in the different rooms to help people imagine what it could look like. And I do think that that helps the house sell for more money. But the more budget-friendly version of that is virtual staging. So we actually have a service where we can take a vacant house and I can superimpose furniture and show people different options, and we can actually do modern furniture or classic furniture or different things to help people view what it could look like. This is a big one. VIP events and parties. And I typically do this for the high-end listing, like the luxury and the multi-million-dollar listings. I did one last year on a multi-million-dollar listings where I spent about $6,000 or $7,000 on this party, and we invited all the agents that were luxury agents in our area, so agents that had actually sold a luxury property in the past. And we had catering, we had a bartender, we had live music, we actually had a photo op on, it was a house on the water with a dock, and we had a photo op with big marquee sign with lights on it that said Lowcountry, and all these agents could go out and take selfies and post it on their social media, and it was really an awesome party. I think we ended up with about 50 agents from the Lowcountry coming through there, and had one heck of a soiree. And that way we were able to really expose the property to all the luxury agents in the area. So again, we can coordinate those kind of private events and parties to feature your property. And it might even involve inviting out other vendors, maybe like a local car dealer could park a Porsche or a high-end thing out there, and just multiple kind of cross-branding and cross-exposure ideas. So just know that's also available. I'm also a member of the Luxury Home Marketing Institute, which is a national certification for people that have sold a certain number of luxury properties over a certain price point. And that also gives me access to that database of all those luxury agents across the country. So if you have a luxury property, I can do a mailer out to segments of that list that are potential target markets for your home. So just know that is also available. We can also run targeted print ads in certain publications. Again, if it's a high-end property, we could run it in the Robb Report or the DuPont Registry or some of these other high-end publications. If we need to get it out to the Wall Street Journal or anything like that, we can do that. Or even if you're listing like a plantation here, like these big tracts of land, we might want to run it in like a farm and ranch publication or some kind of national land publication. So different print publications, that's also an option. Last but not least, we can have our web team create an individualized property website just for your property to put up the videos and the all the information and all the documents and all the videos and photography. And so if we need to create a standalone website just for your property, we also have that capability. So with all that being said, we don't do all that for every listing. We do what needs to be done, and we also do what you want to be done. And that's not all inclusive. There are a few other services we could pull in, but just wanted to give you kind of a high level overview of what I do to get houses sold quickly and for the most amount of money. So if you are looking to sell your property here in the South Carolina Lowcountry, be sure and give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below. And if you want to stay up to date with everything happening here, be sure and like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you'll know every time I drop a new video. Again, my name is David Simcox. I'm the host of this channel, and I'm a local real estate agent. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you today. Again, most of these videos are for the buyers coming into the South Carolina Lowcountry, but since we are having more and more local people watching this channel, just wanted to let you know that I do also list properties. So it's been a pleasure. Hope to meet you in person at some point, but if not, I'll see you on the next video. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.